What's up, people? Today I'm continuing my Men in Black trilogy with Men in Black 3, coming up for you guys next. So guys, the Men in Black trilogy just came out in 4K right behind me for the 20th anniversary of the original Men in Black. I am going to talk about Men in Black 3 today. It is once again directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, and it also once again stars Will Smith as Agent J and Tommy Lee Jones as Agent K. And everybody has come back for the sequels to Men in Black. This movie is really no different, and so you would think that this movie could bounce back from the holy shit fest that was Men in Black 2. And I will just say that even though it doesn't entirely bounce back, it isn't as bad. And that is because of the time travel element that this movie has going for it. I really feel like that adds some new juice in this tired formula that is the Men in Black franchise. So basically what we have here is Boris the Animal, played by Jermaine Clemens, has broken out of jail, and he is one of Agent K's arch nemesis, if that is the way that it's actually said. So what he does do is find a way to go back in time and actually change the course of time itself, which pretty much means that Agent K is no more and J is left without a partner and left without anybody that actually understands what had happened. You know, one day Agent K is here and the next day he is gone. And so Agent J goes back in time to save his buddy because he figures out that whatever happened when Boris and Agent K met each other in the 60s. And that is pretty much our setup to get to the 60s, and wow, it is a breath of fresh air for this franchise, quite frankly. And the way that they portray the 60s here is cool, with the exception of some obvious racial jokes that Will Smith makes. I feel like it more or less works for this movie. Another thing that works for this movie is we are introduced to a new, younger Agent K, played by Josh Brolin. And man, we have seen Josh Brolin do imitations before. He did a George W. Bush Jr. impersonation, and he really nailed that, despite the movie I didn't really like it that much. But that showed that he could do imitations, and he definitely is spot on with his imitation of Tommy Lee Jones. The best actor of this movie, and the best thing that this movie could have possibly done, is get Josh Brolin to play young Agent K, because he just nails it, and I have fun just watching him imitate Tommy Lee Jones. Will Smith definitely plays off of him well too, and it definitely creates a new dynamic. They do go back and forth with each other and have that same antagonistic relationship, but at the same point in time, they seem to get along a lot better, and Kay seems to be a lot less bitter for some reason. And the movie definitely gets into that later on in the film. With that being said, I definitely feel like the weak link here is our director, Barry Sonnenfeld. It really comes across to me that this guy, he just can't do this material anymore. He had it at one point in time because he did direct the original Men in Black, but he lost it somewhere along the way, and now in 2012, when this movie came out, it's no more. His comedy has gotten childish, and it really just doesn't match the Men in Black franchise anymore. And I just feel that in this movie. I felt it in the last one, and I definitely feel that here. And besides the fun that they have with the swinging 60s, I feel like this movie largely is forgettable and just really unnecessary. If you didn't have a really good, solid story to tell here, I definitely feel like, why tell it? And that is something that I bump up against with this movie. It definitely feels like a movie that you will forget tomorrow. And in the matter of fact, I had to go back and remind myself about certain key elements of this movie before I actually filmed this review, just because of the fact that I couldn't remember them. And what I really missed in this movie is there aren't any cool alien characters that we bump up against here. They just stopped coming up with them. I don't know where they went. I liked them in the first Men in Black movie. Where are they here? I don't know. Men in Black 3 is a real mixed bag for me. I liked certain elements about it. I did really like the whole time travel element to it. I really like the 60s vibe. We actually get to see Andy Warhol, and that is really cool, you know, and I feel like that much is good about this movie, and it feels fresh, especially the inclusion of Josh Brolin as well. Unfortunately, this movie just feels stale and inconsequential. I feel like the franchise hasn't changed that much from when the movie started to the point where the movie ended. What changed? I don't know. And I couldn't stop thinking about the fact that if you didn't have a very interesting story to tell, why tell it? And that is the biggest problem with Men in Black 3. For that, I'm going to have to give it a 5 out of 10. It is not the disaster that Men in Black 2 was, but it is just really normal, and it definitely feels like the formula has grown stale. So next, I have to get into the 4K Blu-ray review of the Men in Black trilogy. That is going to be just one video because it is just one box set, and I will definitely be getting that to you guys in just a few days. So subscribe so you know when that video comes out, and comment below if you actually agree with me that this movie was better than Men in Black 2. And as always, guys, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are great, and I will see all of you next time.